Welcome everybody, Antonio T. Smith Jr. here, and it has come to my attention that you all like quantum resonance. So I want to give you a brief explanation real quick. It is the year 2024, and Dr. Maleck, who has doctorates in many fields, 5 to be exact, he has invented quantum time travel with quantum internet, quantum computing, and a few other things. His best friend for a very long time, Admiral JT, is with him, and JT keeps the echo. Now, Maleck can talk to the echo, hoping that it hears him since they're always watching, but that's a shot in the dark and is always not answerable. Nevertheless, we're in the year 2024. Dr. Maleck was born in 1981, the month July, and the day 20th. So July 20th, 1981. So he's 43 years old. He can only time travel using string theory in the time of his own life. So he bounces between life after life after life inside his own 43 years. So every story that happens in quantum resonance is a true story, or at least based on a true story, a true real world event from 1981 to 2024. And every single story has something to do with something that is real and tangible. And Dr. Maleck, finds himself leaping. Now the question is, what's controlling his leaps? Is he controlling his leaps? He's not supposed to, correct? But does he listen to that? Is he listening to that? Who knows? But there is something major happening here. 97 seasons, 97 different stories, over 2,000 episodes. Let's see what happens from here. That's your explanation.
In the year 2024, Dr. Maleck Evans, a visionary quantum physicist, embarked on a groundbreaking journey. Driven by his quest to understand the deeper connections between consciousness, time, and the universe, Maleck activated his experimental quantum resonance chamber. But this wasn't just a leap through time, it was a leap into the fabric of reality itself. Now, Maleck finds himself navigating across timelines, inhabiting the lives of others at pivotal moments in history. Guided only by his lifelong friend, Admiral Julius J.T. Thompson, and the Echo, a mystical quantum device, Maleck must uncover the hidden perfection in every situation. Trapped in these lives, Maleck confronts challenges that test not just his mind, but his very soul. With each leap, he's driven by the need to reveal the inherent order in chaos, to understand the interconnectedness of all things. And though his journey is one of acceptance and spiritual alignment, Maleck often finds himself compelled to intervene, knowing that every action could ripple through time. But Maleck's ultimate hope? That each leap brings him closer to a greater understanding, and perhaps, one day, the leap that will unlock the true nature of perfection. Welcome to Quantum Resonance, a journey like no other, where time, consciousness, and the universe resonate in perfect harmony.
The plan was set, the pieces were in place. Now all they had to do was execute. Maleck adjusted the collar of Davey's worn leather jacket, the cool night air biting at his exposed skin. The abandoned warehouse loomed over them, its broken windows and crumbling facade casting eerie shadows under the dim streetlights. Tom and Sarah stood a few feet away, their faces partially obscured by darkness, tension palpable in the space between them. Maleck stood at the drop point, eyes darting between Sarah and Tom as he replayed Emily's updates in his head. The pieces of the plan had been set, but they felt scattered now, as if the ground beneath him was shifting with each passing second. Sarah stood to his right, arms crossed, eyes distant, while Tom paced back and forth, hands clenched at his sides. Emily's got the documents secured. We move tonight, get everything into the right hands before Grant gets wind of it. Maleck? No, Davey said, forcing calm into his voice. But as the words left his mouth, Something about Sarah's body language nagged at him. He watched her carefully, noting the way her fingers twitched slightly, a tell she'd shown before when she was holding something back. "We're cutting it close," Sarah said, her voice steady, but there was an edge to it, like she was calculating something Maleck couldn't see. "Grant's no fool. He's got eyes everywhere. One wrong move, and we're all on his radar." Maleck nodded, but inside, his thoughts were racing. The echo had hummed just before he got here, sending a surge of energy through him, a warning that had left a ringing in his ears. Something was wrong. "Trust your instincts, Maleck," JT's voice echoed in his mind, as clear as it had been just before the leap. Tom's pacing slowed, and he stopped suddenly, glaring at Maleck. "You seem a little too confident, Davey. Are you sure you're up for this? I don't need any second guessing when the heat's on." Maleck's mind shifted gears. Was that concern, or something more? Tom had always been the wild card, calculating, tough, willing to go to extremes. But tonight, it felt like he was pushing Maleck toward something. Testing him. "I'm not second-guessing anything," Maleck shot back, locking eyes with Tom. "We're all on the same page, right?" A beat passed. Sarah's eyes flicked to Tom, just for a moment, but it was enough. Maleck felt the weight of that glance, the silent exchange between them. The ground shifted beneath him again. "What's going on here?" Tom broke the tension with a shrug. "We've got a job to do. Let's just make sure it gets done." Maleck forced himself to keep breathing steadily, though every instinct screamed that something was coming. Tom's words felt off, rehearsed almost. And Sarah wasn't being herself. She was cautious, yes, but the way she was holding back made him uneasy. "We all have the same goal, right?" Maleck asked, pushing. "We expose Grant, stop the heir to layoffs, make sure the truth gets out." Sarah's gaze lingered on him for a moment too long. "Of course, Davey. That's what we've been working towards from the start." Her words were smooth, almost too smooth, like she was reading from a script. Maleck's pulse quickened. Something was unraveling, and he didn't have all the pieces yet. Tom shifted his weight again, running a hand through his short-cropped hair. "I don't like this waiting around. We should move now, not sit here talking about it. The longer we stay in one place, the more likely someone's gonna find us." Maleck had to think fast. His gut told him there was something deeper at play here, a hidden agenda. The echo pulsed softly in his mind, as if urging him to act, to see what was hidden. But how could he push them without tipping his hand? "So what's the real plan here?" Maleck asked, his voice low and measured, stepping closer to Tom. "Because I get the feeling there's more going on than just taking Grant down." For a second, neither Tom nor Sarah moved. The air grew still, heavy with unspoken tension. Then, slowly, Tom's eyes hardened, and he took a step toward Maleck. "Careful, Davey," Tom said, his voice just above a whisper. "You don't want to start asking questions you're not ready to hear answers to." Maleck's heart pounded in his chest, but he forced himself to stand his ground. "Maybe I'm already past that point." Sarah exhaled sharply, the sound cutting through the silence. "This isn't the time to turn on each other, Davey." She shot Tom a warning glance, then turned back to Maleck, her expression softening. "We're all in this together, remember? The plan is to take down Grant, expose the corruption, and get out. That's it." But Maleck wasn't buying it anymore. Sarah's words didn't line up with the way she was holding herself, the subtle tension between her and Tom. There was something else happening here, something they weren't telling him. What's really going on? Maleck's mind raced, trying to connect the dots. He needed more information, but he had to be careful. One wrong move, and everything could unravel. Maleck's mind raced, trying to connect the dots. He needed more information, but he had to be careful. One wrong move, and everything could unravel. As if sensing his thoughts, JT's voice came through again, calm but urgent. "Maleck, listen to me closely. You're in deeper than you think. Sarah and Tom, they're setting Davey up. They're going to pin everything on him. After the operation, they'll leave him to take the fall. Davey will end up in prison, and he doesn't survive there. He kills himself, Maleck. His family. His wife and son, they end up on the streets. They die, homeless and alone. The words hit Maleck like a freight train, his breath catching in his throat. He glanced at Sarah and Tom, who were now discussing something in hushed tones a few feet away. They seemed so normal, so sure of their cause. But JT's warning echoed in his mind, casting everything in a sinister light. Are they really capable of that? He wondered, his heart pounding. You have to stop it, Maleck, JT continued, his tone softer now, but no less urgent. But remember, you're not here to change the future. You're here to guide it. There's a difference. Maleck closed his eyes for a moment, trying to steady his thoughts. How can I not change the future if I'm trying to save Davey's life? He whispered, knowing JT would hear him. Saving Davey doesn't mean altering the course of history. It means ensuring he makes different choices, ones that lead to a better outcome for him and his family, JT explained. The echo has shown me the paths, Maleck. It's up to you to navigate them without causing a ripple that could destroy everything. Maleck opened his eyes, focusing on the conversation happening just a few feet away. Sarah was animated, her hands gesturing as she spoke to Tom. Whatever she was saying, it had Tom nodding in agreement, his expression serious. Maleck's jaw tightened. I didn't create this program to watch people suffer, JT. If I know what's going to happen, why can't I change it? Why can't I save him? JT's voice softened, laced with the weight of their shared history. I know, Maleck. I know it's hard. But remember what we talked about before you ever stepped into that chamber. This isn't about playing God. It's about understanding the intricacies of time, the delicate balance. You taught me that. You taught me that everything has its place, even the things we don't understand or want to change. But this is different, Maleck shot back, his voice barely above a whisper. This is a man's life, his family's lives. I can't just stand by and let them get destroyed. You're not standing by, JT countered, his tone firm but compassionate. You're guiding him, Maleck. You're helping him see the choices that can lead to a better path. But you can't force it. If you do, the consequences could be far worse than what you're trying to prevent. Maleck clenched his fists, his mind battling the urge to intervene directly. He knew JT was right, he had designed the program with this very philosophy in mind. But being in the thick of it, seeing the faces of those who would suffer, made the theory harder to accept. Look, JT continued, I'm not telling you to do nothing. I'm telling you to be smart. Use what you know to guide Davey to better choices. But don't try to rewrite his fate. That's not your role here. Maleck took a deep breath, letting the tension in his chest slowly ease. I hear you, JT, I do. But it's hard to see the line between guiding and changing when you're in the middle of it. I know, brother, JT said gently. That's why you're not alone in this. The echo is with you. Trust in what we built. Trust in yourself. Maleck nodded subtly, even though JT couldn't see him. Okay. I'll do my best. That's all I ask, JT replied. Now, go talk to them. Find out what you can, and keep your eyes open. We'll figure this out together. Maleck steeled himself, refocusing on the task at hand. He wasn't just fighting to save Davey's life, he was fighting to ensure that this time, the future would be different. But he had to do it the right way, the way he and JT had always intended. He approached Sarah and Tom, his mind a whirl of conflicting emotions, but his resolve steady. I've been thinking, he began, keeping his tone casual. Maybe we should take a step back and reassess the plan. We need to make sure everything is airtight, especially with how dangerous this is. Sarah looked up at him, her expression unreadable. We've gone over this a dozen times, Davey. We're ready. Yeah, Tom added, his tone firm. Second guessing now could get us all killed. Maleck forced a smile, shrugging. You're probably right. It's just something Emily said got me thinking. She's concerned about how quickly things are moving. Maybe we should slow down, make sure there aren't any loose ends. Sarah's eyes narrowed slightly, a flicker of suspicion crossing her features. What exactly did Emily say? Maleck hesitated, sensing the trap in her question. Nothing specific, he lied smoothly. Just that we need to be cautious. We can't afford mistakes. Tom stepped closer, his presence suddenly more imposing. Davey, you're not losing your nerve, are you? Because if you are, now's the time to bow out. Maleck met his gaze evenly, pushing down the surge of anger at the implied threat. I'm in this, Tom. But we all know how this goes if we slip up. I'm just trying to make sure we don't. Tom studied him for a moment, then nodded slowly. All right. We'll go over the plan again. Make sure everything's solid. Sarah didn't look convinced, but she didn't argue. Fine. But we don't have much time. We need to be ready by tomorrow night. Maleck nodded, relief flooding him as they turned back to their conversation. He'd bought himself some time to figure out the truth and guide Davey toward the right decisions. As he turned away, JT's voice came through once more, quieter now. Stay sharp, Maleck. They're watching you closely. Maleck took a deep breath, knowing that the path ahead was fraught with peril, but trusting in the bond he shared with JT and the guidance of the Echo. He wasn't about to let Sarah and Tom destroy Davey's future, but he had to do it on the tightrope between guiding and changing, a balance that might just save them all.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Quantum Resonance. Episode 5, Depths of Deceit. As Maleck plunges further into the tangled web of deception, the challenges intensify. He must find a way to save Davey from a grim fate, suicide in prison, while also protecting his family from a future of homelessness and despair. But this is no simple task. Maleck has to influence Davey's choices subtly, ensuring they lead to a better outcome without altering the future in a way that could have catastrophic consequences. The delicate balance between guiding and interfering becomes more critical than ever, as even the slightest misstep could create ripples that unravel the very fabric of time. Can Maleck navigate these perilous waters and ensure Davey's salvation without compromising the integrity of the timeline? Prepare for a deep dive into the complexities of time, fate, and choice in this next gripping episode of Quantum Resonance. You won't want to miss a moment of the tension and drama that's about to unfold.